out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize not birth. Cung kính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hồi cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, tình chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạt lạc, tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Tô Su Che Do Ye Ơ La Hữu Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Ta Đắc Tha Tô Ya Đa Ya La Ha Đế Tam Miêu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng she wei miao hua bai jian wan jian an zao yu wo jin jian wen de shou chi yan jie ru lai zhen shi yi. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable 6th Patriarch, Venerable last Patriarch, and Venerable left-home people, and all good advisors of Emitofuo. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, Liêu Tử, Sư Phụ Sang Rần,各位出家人, 各位善知识, Emitofuo. Kính thưa Lục Tổ, kính thưa chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Lục Tổ, kính thưa Hòa Thượng Tuyên Hóa, quý thầy cô, quý vị tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Today is the 6th of September, nearing the end of the summer already. It's 110 degrees plus here in Rosemead, California. This is too much. We should ask Master YongHua to give us some money, $500,000 to do the HVAC for Wei Mountain Temple. Because we poor cannot afford it. But if I have $500,000, I'd rather buy a car. A nice car. Okay, we are in chapter 7. It's a question already. We're heating up. Let's see. What's going on? I cannot move my slides. Oh, I was looking for something, but it's not working. Why is it so slow? What's going on here? See, the heat is really messing up everything. Fun drive, boys and girls. What happened to all the things I'm looking for? I'm beginning, I must make a confession to you. I'm beginning to like the song Enlightenment. Maybe we should just explain it and suspend the 6th Patriarch Sutra. How is that? No? What happened? Are we done? What is the slide number? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I was looking for now slide 510, so I'm sorry. It's the heat. I don't function very well when it's too hot. It's a short circuit up here, which is worse than usual. Yes, a question in the back. Oh, wow, somebody is awake. Black.
Question from yesterday. So you said that Master Xu Yun was 8th ground Bodhisattva.
Yes.
And you said he also didn't get enlightened until he was 54. But you also said when you reach the 8th ground Bodhisattva, you never regress. So, and you said it also takes many lifetimes to reach that level of being a Bodhisattva. So why did it take him so long in that particular lifetime to get enlightened and to reach that stage again?
Because they're Chinese. We Americans have no patience whatsoever. Follow-up question.
So before he was enlightened, was he also technically a Bodhisattva?
Yes. The Chinese are very liberal. You consider a Bodhisattva when you bring forth a Bodhi mind. Because you may not be the Bodhisattva level yet, but you're destined to become a Bodhisattva. So they have their own Chinese logic. Okay. 5 fingers.
Master, then in American perspective, was
But you're
he
in
already
Korea.
Bodhisattva?
How can you say American perspectives?
I'm American, Master, technically. I
You
live
don't-
here on visa, you know.
You don't look it.
So was Venerable Xu Yun a Bodhisattva in American perspective before enlightenment?
I'm sorry? He's
Was
what?
Master Xu Yun considered to be a Bodhisattva before enlightenment from American perspective?
I don't know. I'm not American. You have to ask the Americans. You should contact the Americans at DRBA. They're the one who understand. I'm just imposter. I'm neither Vietnamese because the Vietnamese reject me. I'm not Americans because I'm too short. And I'm not Chinese because I'm too poor and stupid. Of course, Koreans don't think that I eat enough kimchi yet, so I haven't met the appropriate kimchi level before you qualify as Korean. She's totally awake. Look at that. Usually by now, after 50 minutes, it's I'm entering samadhi. Okay, seriously. why do you keep on asking questions about bodhisattvas? What do I know about bodhisattvas? You believe anything I say about bodhisattvas? I will refer you to a guy who says, whatever he says about bodhisattva is all BS. He staked his life on that. He's also mentally sick. But anyway, please don't ask me about bodhisattva things. I have no clues. I wanted to go back to this thing here, which bothered me last night. Those of you who weren't here this morning, I confess that last night was too hot. It was 80 degrees at night. Come on, that's insane. That's desert weather. So I couldn't sleep, so I thought, what am I going to lecture on tomorrow? How do I prepare for it if I don't get enough rest? Anyway, so this is where I think Master YongHua is a superior teacher, because this morning we talked about the Maha-Nirvana Sutra, and we talked about a very simple set of 8 Chinese characters that the Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, explained. Is so powerful, it is so profound. It sounds so simple, but it is so profound. You see, that's how you gauge the teachers in what they teach us. Okay, so you see, in 8 Chinese characters, the Buddha teaching took us about 45 minutes to explain 8 Chinese characters. We couldn't even finish. Okay, had to cut it short. So for us professionals, we like to listen to what the other monks and nuns have to speak, and that's how you gauge the depth of their knowledge or the skill level. So when you read this song enlightenment in Chinese as 九佛是公早晚成 it is very in 7 Chinese characters. He summarizes. He gives us a very heartfelt advice that the Chinese don't pay attention to. Okay, and when it was translated into English like this, you lose so much. Okay, so I want to emphasize how beautiful it is. He says, 九佛 seek Buddhahood. Okay. 事功 practice giving. Okay, and sooner or later you will succeed. 成 早晚成 sooner or later you will succeed. That should be a translation. All right, please correct it. It is so beautiful because he says, 九佛, he says, what is your goal? What is your purpose in life? Okay? I submit to you, in most humble fashion, you should seek to become a Buddha. I know most of you prefer to be, if you're Vietnamese, you want to be rich, filthy rich. Vietnamese people? Any problems? Okay. If you are Americans, I don't know, what do Americans want? Become richer. The president. That's an accomplishment, isn't it? Yes? Okay, so attain presidency. Okay? If you are give me a nationality. No, not you. Yes, Catholics.
What about for Mexicans?
Well, Mexicans.
What do Mexicans want?
What do Mexicans want? You tell me. Why do you ask me? I'm not Mexican.
We want money.
You want maize. Don't you?
What is maize?
Get out of here. This is for advanced people only. Maize. Don't you know what maize is? Corn.
I don't like corn.
You don't like corn? You are not Mexican then. You know that Mayan and Mexican culture is based on corn?
Definitely.
If I were Mexican, I would love the whole country full of corn.
No, let's not push it.
What do I know? Help me out, come on. What do Mexicans want? Money? No. I went to Mexico City so many times for business. Okay? This is my personal experience. And Mexico City has so many parks. It's true, isn't it? There's parks everywhere in Mexico City, especially in downtown. They always save space for parks. And when you go to parks, what do you see? You know? You don't live in Mexico City, of course not.
They have a lot of couples there.
The what?
Couples.
Very good. Love, romance. Agree or disagree? They're very happy. You know, the young couples, you know. Yeah. Oh, baby. How do you say that in Spanish?
Mi amor.
Mi amor. I think they're so cute. That's what caught my attention. Going to parks, I saw these young couples holding hands and looking at each other in goo goo gaga. It's so cute. So I think Mexicans like love. Huh? Not marriage, just love. Yes. Okay. Anyone else, please? Any nationality? Koreans. What do Koreans like? Kimchi. Very original. No, you really lack awareness. What's hot nowadays in Korea? Unification. Yes? Unification. They have ideals. Samsung is making enough money for the whole country. So now they want to, help their poor brothers and sisters. Anyway, I'm kidding. So my point here is that it is so beautiful the way the Master YongHua puts it. He says, seek Buddhahood, meaning that set a goal, okay? Not just any goal, the loftiest goal you can think of. I assure you, there's no higher goal than becoming a Buddha. Nothing more difficult, nothing more challenging than Buddhahood, okay? Agree, disagree? So his standards are so high. Okay? He says, shoot for the moon. Don't go small. Don't go, don't sell yourself short. Go for the gusto, Okay, it's very beautiful. Are you paying attention, Billy? Become a Buddha. Don't just be, I just want to be a good dad. It's boring, right, Helen? No? Helen disagrees. She prefers that her dad becomes a better dad. Go do your TikTok. So he says, set a goal, set a lofty goal. Okay? So it's so cool. He says, it is so Americanized. I don't know, it's really, I think deep down he's American, but he's an American in a Chinese body. That's why he says, set a goal. He's more American than most Americans. He says, set a goal, highest goal, become a Buddha. Don't settle for less. You like? I love it. Huh? And then what? He says, Bu, Shi Gong. He says, but if you want to reach his goal, then practice giving. It's beautiful. Someone asked earlier about bodhisattva things, and I have no clue what he's talking about. 8th ground bodhisattva is way higher than I can ever dream of reaching, okay? And you want me to open my mouth and comment on the 8th ground bodhisattva? Are you crazy? Nice try. My attention is very fragile, so you interrupt me, I forget. But go ahead.
They say if you take the Bodhisattva precept, then you have that precept with you life after life. And all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas would be aware of you, look after you. Is this true?
I believe so. Where was I? I told you I'm very fragile. Where were we? What? What about 8th ground bodhisattva? What are you talking about? And somebody wanted me to comment on 8th ground bodhisattva. Can I go a little bit higher first? So, you want to become a Buddha, okay? The Bodhisattva, the 7th Patriarch says, YongHua, which is the 2nd Patriarch, who's later recognized as 2nd Patriarch, one of the 7 Patriarchs. So he says, shoot for the moon. And for you to reach the moon, what do? Shi Gong. Practice giving. So what he's telling us is that in order to become a Buddha, yes? Are you interested? What do you need to do? Practice giving. Every single step of the way, you have to practice giving. You cannot say, oh, I just gave $5 for lunch. Isn't it enough? Did you? My first reaction, did you? Not you. Where did you put the $5? Never mind. Okay. My point here is that he's saying that every single step of the way, every single phase, you have to practice giving, meaning you have to practice more and more and more and more. Isn't that beautiful? If you keep that in mind, shoot for Buddhahood, practice giving more, sooner or later, you will become a Buddha. Can't be more powerful than that of a statement. That's wisdom. You like? Billy, you like? See, there's hope for all of us, including your daughter, your darling daughter. Seek to become a Buddha. I want to see a TikTok, a video on Buddhahood. Hey girl, are you paying attention? Buddha video, please. TikTok. Yeah? Think. And in order to become a Buddha, practice giving. Did he say hands and eyes? Did he say temples? Did he say, oh? Huh? Kimchi? No, practice giving. And you guaranteed to reach it. And this is from wisdom. This is from experience. Isn't it beautiful? How many teachers can give you that kind of statement? It says, this is it. You want it, that's how you do it. And I cannot disagree because you have to practice giving. Okay? More. All right? Sangwoo is totally unimpressed. Oh, you're awake. However, it's Chinese. Can I give you my American version? Say yes? Jiufo. It's a more elegant way of saying is Fa Bu Ti Xin. Doesn't it sound more elegant? Huh? Fa Bu Ti Xin. Bring forth the Bodhi mind. It's so much more elegant, subdued, low-key. Buddhahood is so big. Fa Bu Ti Xin. Bring forth the Bodhi mind, meaning that seek to become a Buddha, but in a very, very much more subdued way. Fa Bu Ti Xin. Bring forth the Bodhi mind, meaning I want to become a Buddha. For myself. Okay? You don't need to know. She doesn't need to know. I want to become a Buddha. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to become a Buddha. But on the other hand, you could say, Jiufo, I'm seeking Buddhahood. I'm seeking Buddhahood. Kind of coarse. Fa Bu Ti Xin. Seeking. Remember, there's a seeking here that I'm avoiding. Is it clear? Jiu is very good, but Fa Bu Ti Xin is a little bit better. No seeking. Is it clear? Fa Bu Ti Xin, seeking, bring forth the Bodhi mind, meaning I vow to become a Buddha. Okay? Which is much stronger than I seek to become a Buddha. I seek to become Buddha is Chinese. We Americans say, I bring forth the Bodhi mind. You like? Much more elegant, much more refined. Okay? Shall I continue, Mr. Catholic? Okay. Whatever. He says, whatever. Next he says, Shi Gong, okay? This is still not strong enough. What do you say? Li, Ta, Gong. create great merit. Li, da, gong. Li is create, establish. Da is great. Gong is merit. Even Joseph likes it better. See, he's Taiwanese. See, can you see the power here? Li, da, gong, create great merit. Don't just practice giving. It's too weak. Create great merit. You are capable of creating great merit if you want to. Why do you stop at bringing forth the Bodhi mind? Why do you stop at seeking to become a Buddha? And then you practice giving. You know, it's sort of like a big goal here and going for a long, long journey, and you eat a small breakfast. How are you going to make it? Can you see that? Every single step of the way, Li, Da, Gong, create great merit. Do you like? This is why America is better than the Chinese. They can steal our technology, but not our wisdom. Just kidding, just kidding. We steal theirs as well. It's fair game. Does it make sense to you? So to me, it's anticlimactic. Seek Buddhahood, you set this lofty goal, and then you say, I practice giving. You have to do it for a long, long time. You have this huge goal, and then you want to go reach for the moon, and you only hop on is Apple here? Oh, we will not mention shortcuts. You understand? You agree with that? You know, bring forth the Bodhi mind, create great merit. Okay? Because that's who you are. If you want to become a Buddha, that's what you do. I create great merit. I'm not fooling around. I'm too old already. How old are you, honey? You, the Mexican lady? You do have a question. Give her a phone, please. Green. Not on. Not on. It's very Chinese. Not on. Blue.
Master, what is the best way to create merit? Because I know there is merit and virtue. So how do you differentiate both of them, and how do you create merit?
I have yet to figure it out. I just talk. I'm more like a salesman, you know. You cannot expect me to give you all the details. This is a sales pitch first. And then in time, okay, you buy into it. If your mindset is on creating great merit, okay, eventually you understand what it means. Because no one, the Chinese, by the way, this I'm very serious. I'm joking a lot because I know you guys are sleepy, okay? So I lighten it a little bit for you to try to keep you awake, but it's not working for some people. Some people. My point here is that the way the Chinese put it, they talk obliquely, they say, 施供 means practice giving. So it's kind of, that's a standard Dharma at the 7th Patriarch YongHua's level. That's how he talks. But for us Americans, we cannot be that oblique. We're not oblique. We're very blunt. Agree? We have to say, if you want to become a Buddha quickly, you have to create great merit. Don't think small. You think big about the Buddhahood, then you also think big about giving as well. Think big. Don't think small. That's the point. Okay? I don't know how, but it's just a sales pitch. Don't take it seriously. When you walk into Best Buy and buy and look for a TV, you listen to the salesman? No, I look at the TV. Agree, Helen? Helen's now sitting next to the fan and says, I don't care. It's so hot here. You see? So I'm trying to tell you that this is why the Chinese are losing it, because they're not intense enough like us Americans. We, say, seek Buddhahood. Seek is kind of, to us, it's kind of uncool. For us, it's, we think Buddhahood is a worthy goal. We think. Meaning that, imply that anything below that, I don't know. Property in Oregon, land, Tesla, stocks, yeah. All right, so bring forth the Bodhi mind, and if you are that caliber, then create great merit. Don't do small. Don't do small stuff. You have to think bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Is it clear? I know in the times of COVID-19, we are all struggling to hang on to our jobs, okay? But have to think big, okay? You may, under the circumstances, yes, we have to survive and so forth, but think big. Keep on thinking big, okay? And do big things. When you think big, you do big. You don't just think, okay? So this is what I fault the 7th Patriarch. Lofty goal, but weak practice. See that? Do you understand, Joseph? You need to set a goal in life. It's okay to have fun now and play games and pick on Along. He's so stupid, isn't he? But eventually, when you grow older, you have to set goals. You say like, I want to date a hot girl. So what do? Let me tell you. Can I? May I? You go to Martina and ask her, how do I do it? And she says, I know about Mexicanos. No, just kidding. Okay, my boys and girls, we need to set goals. Okay? Is that clear? You set goals, then you go big time to attain the goals. Don't go small. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Life's too short. Why? We're going to die anyway. And after I tell you this, Joseph, And mark my words, my boy, because when you reach my age, okay, then you look around and say, what did I do with my life? Nothing. Nothing worthwhile. Okay? And that's why, because my prior life have no goals, only chasing girls. Isn't it sad? This is what you become after this. If you set the wrong goals, this is what you end up being, a beggar. Because mommy would take all your money away from you. It's the second time I'm warning you. Okay. Any questions? Okay, you agree? So this is, again, I want to compare. Give you a chance to compare between Chinese technology and American technology. Okay? You see that? They fall a little bit short. The reason I bring it up is because had Master YongHua stayed on with the 6th Patriarch, he would have learned about this, I assure you. Someone asked me a couple of weeks ago, what was the lesson about YongHua? And my lesson, I'm telling you, I repeat it for you, he left too soon. Now, the Chinese were polite. They said, oh, Master YongHua, he became in one night or whatever, one enlightened and stayed one night or whatever. It's derogative. But the way the Chinese talk among themselves, they revere this monk here, and he deserves reverence. But I'm telling you, he's missing out so much because he left too early. And that's a result. That's why he lacks depth. Okay? All right. Is everyone awake? Okay, we go back to my boring. Okay. Now we go back to the Dharma master. Very monotonous. The true Dharma, which is empty. So how can you get excited talking about something that's empty? There's no self to get. Who is the self who gets excited? Touché. Okay, where are we? 512? 511? We still 511? Oh, okay. Okay, so far before that he says, sooner or later you become a Buddha. You see that? So I love his declaration that 早晚成. He says, if you do that, 510, if you set a goal to become a Buddha, you practice giving, you will succeed. You will succeed. It is so powerful a statement. Beautiful. Okay. Next, 511. Today's lecture. It's called warming up. Warming up act. In the future, I will allow my disciples to come up here and warm you up first. And then I come in. Let the 4 elements go. Do not grow. In the midst of your still and quiescent nature, accord with drinking and eating. All activities are impermanent. Everything is empty. And that is thus come one's great and perfect enlightenment.
放四大，莫把捉，寂灭心中随影着。诸行无常，一切空，即是如来大圆觉。
Okay, so he said, become a Buddha, practice giving, sooner or later you will succeed. Okay, and he says, now you set the goals, now you practice giving. Okay, this is why he is a superior teacher. Okay, his teaching is so sound, so solid. It's beautiful. Okay, I assure you. So please pay attention. He says after that. He says, "Fang Su Da," meaning let go of the four great elements. What are the four elements? Anyone? Element number one. Give him earth. Someone says
Earth.
Okay. Number two, moon. 3, sun. No? Earth, moon, sun. Cape Canaveral. Earth is one element. What else?
Water.
Warmth. I heard water, but I think it's warmth. Water, warmth. Okay. What else? Air? It's not tires we're talking about. Not air. Jesus. Go back to sleep. What?
Wood.
Wood?
Or wind.
Ah, wind, not wood.
And we
Wood
have-
is
And we skipped fire.
wind. Okay, and what else?
Fire.
Fire. Fire and wind. Isn't that some kind of a musical group? Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Are we looking for 4 or 5 elements?
That's 3 out of 4. What do you want?
The question is for 4.
Okay, so you have earth, wind, fire, and what else? Water. Agree? Those are the 4 elements. These 4 elements, okay, constitute the universe. Yes, internet.
And metal?
Huh?
Metal?
No comprende. Where does metal belong to? Huh? Someone says 5 elements. We're talking about 4. We're not talking about 5. Earth is metal. Earth has metal. Okay? Metal is contained in earth. All right? Any questions? Okay, so let go of the 4 elements. Okay? Let go of the 4 elements. Fang! Drop it. Drop it. Okay? Please change it. I'm translating more forceful, more emphatic. Let go of. Okay? That's the Chinese. Fang! Drop it. Okay? Drop it. So, let go of the 4 elements. All right? Change it, please. What does it mean, let go of the 4 elements? What does it refer to? What? What is he referring to? What is he alluding to? What is he alluding to when he talks of the four elements? The body. Very good. I heard body. Did I hear right? Okay. Yeah. Body. Four elements, okay, are the components of our bodies. What he's referring to is that we are so attached to our bodies. Agree? Disagree? Who is attached to our bodies? Yeah? 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 Aren't we all? What proof do we have that we are attached to our bodies? Go ahead. What proof do you have?
The leg pain.
The leg pains. Thank you, sir. When we ask you to cross your legs, you say, no, it hurts too much. I'm unbuckling. Okay? That's attachment to body. This is why we teach when people want to learn Chan meditation. You say, are you sure you want to learn? You say, yeah, I want to learn. Cross your legs. No. I see you later. Okay? So let go of four elements. Don't be so attached to your body. It's so dynamic. You missing on. You have to learn Chinese, boys and girls. It's so beautiful. It's so dynamic. The way Master YongHua teaches his own kind that we Americans are not privy to. Okay, non-Chinese not privy to. Okay, Mo Ba Zu. 做 I don't know what 做 is. 做 is what? Grope? Grasping. Okay. Okay. Do not. Ba is to. What does ba mean? I'm testing a Chinese. Come on, Chinese people. No, he's not Chinese. The one in Ottawa is not Chinese. He looks Chinese, but he's not Chinese. He eats Chinese, but he doesn't speak Chinese. Ba is what? What? Jane, what does ba mean?
Or it could be handle
Handle.
or grabbing.
Grabbing. Okay? 捉 is what?
Draw is catch.
I'm confused. You grasp and then you catch? How is it possible? You either grasp or catch. No wonder the Chinese are so confused nowadays. Yes, Korea. Like this? Like a football? Yeah, Korea says. Okay? Okay. Okay, Mo Ba Zuo. So it says, don't grasp, don't grope, don't hang on so tightly. Okay, I don't know how to say that. Okay, but what he's talking about, what he's referring to is there are things. Never mind about the exact meaning of ba and zuo, but what he's referring to, my guess is that he's talking about things that are so important to us, we refuse to let go. Is it clear? We agree on that? What are you unwilling to let go? Your children. Agree? Even grandma is so worried, still worried about her 40-year-old son who has a wife already. He says, oh, I'm still worried about him. I want to take care of him. I want to make him happy. I think his wife is not taking good care of him. She's crying now. It's true. It hits a nerve, you see. Thank you. It illustrates the point. Thank you. I just realized I'm sweating like hell too. It's so uncool for a Dharma master to sweat like a pig. So what Master YongHua is referring to, he says, there are things. Oh, thank you. He's referring to the things that we are absolutely unwilling to let go. That's what the Ba Zuo is. Chinese people, please agree with me, because I'm going out on a limb, not understanding Chinese at all. Agree or disagree, Chinese people? Only Chinese people. Taiwanese, stay away from us, please.
Agree.
Thank you. Okay? So this is why I love this song. Like he says, deep down in you, you don't want to admit it, okay? And we're not going to go into it. Which one? To some of you is a son. No. You can't let go of your son. Your mom? Okay? So there are some things that we refuse to let go. Is you say, over my dead body, I can do anything, but not that. Yes? That's what he's referring to. It's a very powerful statement. Mo ba zuo. Okay? Whatever really bothers you, ma'am, whatever makes you so afflicted is because of something that you refuse to let go. You know that? We are afflicted because somebody touched something that we do not want to be touched. And for me, it's my wife. Not funny, huh? You guys have no sense of humor. Only the girls like it. The men say, Why you reveal all our secrets? Okay. Okay, now, 寂灭性中随隐 in what is eating? 浊 I never realized, and this is so Chinese, it says, Because the Chinese, when you talk about the Chinese, they eat and they drink. It's very important to them. Okay? For the Chinese. We're not Chinese, so we don't understand this. Someone told me the Chinese, it's very important for them, eating and drinking is very important to them. Very, very important. Okay? So this is a teaching for Chinese. It says, okay, you can eat and drink, okay? But eat it in the midst of your still and quiescent nature. What does it mean? I'm telling you, unless I explain this, even the Chinese don't get it. The Chinese, they understand the Chinese characters, but they don't understand what Master YongHua is trying to tell them. Okay? He says, for us Chinese people, for you Chinese people, you're so attached to eating and drinking. Granted. Okay? But do that calmly and with dignity. Okay? Because your quiescent and still nature, okay, can manifest as calmness and class. Don't go like, very good, like the Japanese. Any Japanese here? Online? I believe I have no online Japanese follower. Okay? But this is how the Japanese eat the noodles. No class. Yes, it makes sense too because it cools down the hot noodles when you suck the air like that. You move the air so it cools it down. Okay? However, it's too noisy because your nature is still and quiescent. Don't be like that. Koreans eat that way too, I notice. I think that Japanese learn from the Koreans. Sang-woo, comment please. Okay, so yes, what he's saying, you guys like to eat and drink, no problem, but do it with class, okay? Because remember, your nature is quiescent and still. So far, so good? Next. It sounds casual, but actually he says, yes, I know it's important to you. I'm not depriving you from food and drinks, okay? But moderation, class, okay? So far, so good? You don't have to deprive yourself. You don't have to pretend that, oh, I don't like to eat good food. Who doesn't like to eat good food? Put your hand down. Okay, now, 诸行无常，一切空. All activities are impermanent. Everything is empty. No problem. He says, you shouldn't be attached because everything is empty. If you have wisdom, you look at everything is empty. Okay, and all activities, everything you do. Okay? Will change. Today you like, tomorrow you hate. Yes or no? Next. We have to get going because otherwise we'll not be able to finish chapter 7. 即是如来大圆觉. That is the thus come one's great and perfect enlightenment. Okay? Yeah. Nothing less. So he refers to, if you were alive at the Buddha's time, and you look at the Buddha, how he behaved, and he'll be eating noodles without making noises. Okay? Very coolly. All right? Because everything is impermanent, no need to be attached to, everything is empty, because if you have real wisdom, you see, you'll be able to put it down, drop it that easily. Next, 512. Any questions? Okay. Definitely, these words express the true vehicles. Whoever disagrees may inquire as they wish. It cuts directly to the source. It has a Buddhist seal. I cannot pluck leaves and seek branches.
决定说表真圣，有人不肯认情真，直结根源佛所应，摘叶寻之我不能。
It says, trust me, okay? 决定说 I can guarantee you, okay? I can guarantee you, definitely. I can guarantee you. I'm not lying to you, okay? I guarantee you. Why? Because I verified it. 决定说 meaning that I myself verified it. This is what a patriarch does. He verified it first before he talks about it. All right? For us non-patriarchs, we just talk. We don't verify. We just sell. Okay? 决定说表真圣。What I've been talking about is the true vehicle, the true teaching, the Buddha's teaching. It may not sound like the Buddha's words, but actually it's consistent with the Buddha's teachings. Is it clear? So he's very kind. This is out of compassion. You see, he's not, please don't think he's trying to sell you like cheap salespeople. Okay? He's not trying to convince you at all. Why he says, I can definitely guarantee you, I assure you, it's because out of compassion. He says, I know it's a lot for you to swallow, to digest, but I assure you, okay? Just rest assured that this is the true vehicle teaching. Have no doubt. All right? 有人不肯认情为真 What's 真 Jane, help. The Chinese
Feature. Features.
Features?
Features.
What? Features?
Features.
Facial features?
Yeah.
不肯认情真 Well, it's too Chinese for me. I don't understand this. Move on. Yes, moving on. Huh? So maybe I'm sure that the DRBA people, they understand Chinese better than I do. So he said, whoever disagrees may inquire as they wish. He said, hey, you don't believe me, you can verify for yourself. That's accepted. Okay? We can't solve all the problems in the world. Okay? I forgot this character. 主金? Huh? 主接? Hey, Chinese people, wake up. What's this Chinese character?
直接
直接根源佛所应。
真 could also mean the like a premonition, like a sign.
Yeah, it's just, this to me, I will accept the English translation. It doesn't matter. This is basically Chinese wording. It's not Buddhist teaching, so I don't care. Okay? He says, you may disagree, you may not think, you may not agree with me, it's okay. Go find out for yourself. Doesn't matter. It's nothing Buddhist about it. 直接根源佛所应。结 here means what?
Cut.
Cuts. It cuts directly to the source. Okay? The Chinese, they go into seals and stuff like that. That's fine. That's very Chinese speaking. This is fine. That's Buddhist jargon. That's fine. I mean, but I'm not very educated, so the Chinese like to talk like this. What they mean is that whatever I tell you is directly from the source. Okay? The source. Which source? The source, this authority that has been verified by the Buddha. Meaning what? Either Buddha's mouth himself, sutras, okay, Buddhist teachings, or patriarch. That's what is meant by 佛所应. 佛所应 meaning the Buddha that puts his seal on, meaning that I spoke, the Buddha says, I spoke, therefore I verify myself, okay? Or I verify that Mahakasyapa can interpret my teaching. In here is, he says, I verify, okay? I stamp, I approve that Mahakasyapa is the next patriarch. He can. You can trust his teachings. It's consistent with my teaching. His job is to interpret my teachings. You can trust that. Okay? So the in here, in Buddhism, it refers to the fact that it's consistent with the Buddhist teaching, meaning are along the line of the patriarch's work. The patriarchs, what they do is consistent with the Buddha's teachings. Without patriarchs, okay, it's not for sure. But whatever I said to you, YongHua, Brahma Master YongHua said, whatever I tell you so far is verified by the Buddha. All right? 有没寻知我不能 What is this? Shang? Huh? Chai? Shy? I'm sorry, I should look up these Chinese characters before I start lecturing. But I have so many Chinese. So what does this Chinese character mean?
Pick the leaf.
How do you pronounce it?
Dry.
Chai ye. So you pluck the leaves, xun chu, seek the branches, I cannot do. Okay. Meaning what? This is Buddhist imagery, okay, analogies, okay. What he's referring to is this. In Buddhism, in Buddhist teachings, okay, there is the core, okay, like look at it as a tree trunk. A tree has a trunk in the center, okay, that's the core of a tree. It's a trunk, okay? And then from the trunk, you have branches with leaves. So when you go away from the core, okay, then you're further away from the teaching, the true teaching. Is it clear? So what he's talking about is that this is so Chinese Mahayana. And this is why the Hinayana don't stress it. This is why the non-Buddhists don't stress it. That's why people don't talk about it. That's the proof there's no Mahayana. Mahayana people, this is always the core, okay? You stay at the core, at the tree trunk. You don't go to the branches. You don't go to the leaves. That's too far already. Okay? So he says, I, myself, when I cultivate, when I learn, it's about the core, never to the branches, never to the leaves. It's too far. Okay? So my teaching, my path is fundamental. Fundamental Mormon, fundamental whatever. Fundamental. Orthodox. Okay? That's the Dharma that I'm preaching, that I'm propagating, is the orthodox, is the fundamental. Nothing secondary. Nothing outlier. Okay? Meaning what? How do you know it's fundamental? Either from Buddha's mouth, when the Buddha spoke, that's fundamental. Our fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha, okay, that's fundamental. Or the patriarchs, that's it. And this is, folks, this is why we have to give grant credit to the Chinese. They have an extensive patriarch network in China. So extensive that no other countries would be able to compare. They all pale in comparison. The Chinese have such an extensive network of patriarchs. Patriarchs in teaching, patriarchs in Chan, patriarchs in Pure Land, patriarchs. And they're all orthodox, they're all fundamental teachings. And that's what Master YongHua brought to our country. Okay? Fundamental, orthodox Buddhism. Questions or comments? So, you see, I joke a lot, and I say, what we're teaching is American Weyang, American Mahayana, and so forth. Okay, that's what I mean by that is it's consistent with the patriarch's teachings. We only put it in American, in English terminology, from English cultural references, but it is orthodox Buddhist teaching. Okay, if not, it's a waste of your time. Okay. If it's not orthodox Mahayana, it's a waste of time. My humble opinion. All right? Next. 5:13. Oh, so are we done? Hey, are we done? So we're done with the Song of Enlightenment. Just the introduction, okay? It's a lot more going. You know, actually, if you will, the beginning of the Song of Enlightenment is very difficult to explain. No one explained it. The rest is the very beautiful imagery, like shooting an arrow into the sky, and it eventually has to fall down, or you want to hurt a sage. It's like throwing sand into the wind. It blows right back at you. Okay, those imagery are gorgeous, are beautiful, but it's easy to explain. The first part, introductions, is very, very difficult because it's fundamental teaching. Okay? You cannot mess around with it. It's only one fundamental, it's not two. Whatever you say, explain, has to be fundamental. Nothing less will do. Okay? So, we stop here, right? Or you want me to go into further in the Song of Enlightenment? No? No. I remember that. 513, Sutra text. His posthumous title is Great Master Wu Xiang, and during his lifetime, he was called 正觉.
是曰无相大师，时称为真觉焉。
So after Master YongHua passed away, the emperor gave him a title of Wu Xiang, meaning no mark. Okay? Wu Xiang is no mark. Master, no mark. All right? And during his lifetime, he's called Zheng Jue. So during lifetime, he's called true enlightenment. Did we translate that into next 514. So he died in 713 at age 49. That's kind of early, isn't it? I'm way past due then. And his title is given by the emperor as markless, great master markless, or no mark. I disagree with his name, but he's the emperor. He can do whatever he wants. Once you're emperor, you can do whatever. You can call me anything. You can call me Richard. You can call me Trump. You can call me anything you want. Okay? The emperors, they can call you anything. And the contemporaries, this is interesting. Not the emperor. The emperor doesn't interest me, nor presidents. Especially never mind, we're not into politics. Contemporaries call him true enlightenment. Okay, it's so Chinese because are there false enlightenment? So there must be. Hey, Jane. Back then in China, there must be a lot of false enlightenment. That's why it had to be called true enlightenment. In America, we never had that problem. We have zero enlightenment in America. So it's no worry about true or false. Okay, it's funny to me. Okay, fingers.
Hello. 또 시작했어.
What? Didn't you get a conference microphone?
I'm working on
it. Would you like me to send you one?
I ordered one.
You have an
It's
old
coming.
one?
Master.
Can I stick a knife in you and twist it a little bit? It's the third time I asked you to get a conference microphone.
I
Go ahead.
ordered one.
Go ahead. What is your question?
So the fake enlightenment people always call themselves true enlightenment people.
Only in Korea.
There are too many of them.
No, in America, we only have true enlightenment. You know why? We only have true enlightenment in America because the true enlightened people never say themselves as enlightened. That's why it's safer for the rest of them to call themselves true enlightenment. Okay. All right, next. Enlightened, not enlightened. It's too far. It's too far for me. Okay. 515, Sutra text. Oh, another one. Yes, internet. Internet.
Are enlightened teachers' public knowledge in ancient times as opposed to enlightened people are not known nowadays?
The second part, I didn't get. Ancient time and modern times.
Are enlightened teachers' public knowledge in ancient times as opposed to enlightened people are not known nowadays?
Back then, yes, the Chinese have great blessings. That's why they have this network of patriarchs. Okay, and by tradition, you don't call yourself a Chan master, a Chan teacher, until you've been certified that you're capable of teaching. So it's a matter of ethics back then, where you don't teach Chan, you don't call yourself Chan teacher until your teacher tells you to go teach. You see that? Or your teacher certified you, so you can go open a school and open a temple and call yourself Chan master, okay? But you don't allow people to call you Chan master. Does it make sense? That's very Chinese. At least that's how I imagine it, okay? I wasn't there. Please, you Westerners, do not pin me down. Okay, so what happened is back then in China, there's so many branches of patriarchs in Chan, in Pure Land, in teaching school, and so forth. And that's why these lineages, like our lineage, Weiyang lineage in Chan, it's certified lineage. You are not supposed to teach Chan and in a Weiyang lineage until your teacher tells you to. Okay? So that's back then. Yes, of course, back then there's still people who fake it and say, oh, I'm a Chan teacher and so forth. But you know what? Because the referral system was so strong back then, because you have the emperors and so forth, and therefore you have all these people in the know. And so when you ask a big name monk, chances are that they refer you to a great teacher. Okay? And they're not worried because the Chan patriarchs, those patriarchs are so demanding, not many people can make it. They cannot survive. Just case in point. Master Huineng has about 3,000 disciples. Not all of them are enlightened, but still 3,000 who managed to survive in his temple. It's very difficult, let me assure you, to survive in a Chan temple under Master Huineng's tutelage. Very difficult. You get so afflicted. Okay? And he's one of the few Chan masters back then who's able to accommodate 3,000 people. Of all his disciples, he had 20 great disciples, maybe a few hundred enlightened masters, but the rest, work in progress. Okay? So you see, 3,000 people out of How many back then? Chinese people. How many people in China in the 6th century? Huh? Close to 1 billion people? No? Nowhere near? Okay, lots of people.
No.
But you're talking about a few thousand people. That's it. So clearly there are a lot of fake teachers as well. Okay. However, because of the strength of especially the official support from the emperor, so you have this network of enlightened masters who refer to each other. Okay. Nowadays in America, for example, so fast forward to the modern times, like right now, okay? Of course, all the Americans consider themselves to be enlightened. Am I correct, huh, David? He's sleeping. He said, "Oh, this is too much. This is too much." Here you have a little bit. You can see a ghost. Then you say, "Oh, I'm enlightened because I can see ghosts." All right, Tuha? Yes, he says. Yes, he says. Okay. So you see, it's so easy because as you feel you have a skill, you know a little more than others, and you become enlightened. So it's the modern era. This is how people gauge themselves to be enlightened. Or they say, "I am no more than you, therefore I'm enlightened." Or "You know more than me, enlighten me." Okay. But enlightenment in Buddhism is quite different. It's not that. Okay. Enlightened people never claim that they are enlightened. Enlightened people would like to be left alone. Please don't bother me is the attitude. Okay? I'm busy. I'm not fourth stage arhat where I'm hiding in my monastery under my four walls. It's funny. It's funny because somebody asked me recently, there's a monk who went to the mountain and flew by helicopter the materials to build a temple up at the top of the mountain. He's enlightened? I said, no, don't bother. If you're enlightened, you still have the need, you don't need helicopters. You fly it yourself. I'm facetious, I'm sorry. I'm not going to mention the country. Okay, no country. It's in a mountain somewhere in Asia, near North Korea. Why on earth, after you become enlightened, would you fly materials to build a temple for yourself in a mountain so that you're away from everyone? For God's sake. And how stupid can you be? I would rather buy Tesla stocks. Yes. 5 fingers.
Master, the monk in the photo didn't do it himself. It was built before by helicopter. Monk didn't do that.
I would never live there because for bad mouths, big mouths like me who would criticize me for living in that place. If I go up in the mountain, why do I need to live in a gorgeous, I'm envious, I'm going to show you. If I show you the photo, you say, I'd like one like that. I would like to have one like that. I admit to you, okay? So, but you know, if you enlighten, then you say, no, I don't want to draw attention to myself. Please, I'm enlightened. You know what I mean? Why would you stay in a nice temple like that? You say, please, Master Pong Yun, go there, live there, You deserve it more than I do. You understand? You're enlightened. Why you have to pick or choose? Why you have to choose such a beautiful temple? Give it to me. That's my first reaction. Can you give it to me, please? You're enlightened, right? So the temple is empty, right? Please give it to me. And you say, oh, let me think about that. Then it's not empty to you, is it? If you have to live in a nice temple, then are you enlightened because you find it nice and comfortable? Never. Just give it to me. Make sense? Just common sense. You keep on hearing these rumors. Are you kidding me? It has to make sense. Why would people do that after they become enlightened? Why would they hang around places like that? Look at my temple. I'm not even enlightened. Look how bad it looks. So are you telling me that after I become enlightened, my temple will be like the best in Rosemead? See, I rest my case. Okay. Next person, shall we? Shall we take a break because it's too hot today? Can we shorten it? Yes or no? It's a health hazard. I walk back to my house and, the cars who park, I can see the ashes from some kind of fire somewhere. Some ashes on cars now. The air is very unhealthy. Anyway, we are tough cultivators, aren't we? We continue, we march on. Yes? And that's not buy any ice cream. Okay, Chan cultivator Zhi Huang had formerly studied under the 5th Patriarch, said of himself that he had attained to the proper reception. He lived in a hut, constantly sitting for 20 years.
禅者智晃初参五祖，自谓已得正受，安居常坐，即20年。
516. So the commentary slide. Chu, Huang. I know Chu is wisdom. Huang is what? Even the Chinese don't get it. I don't feel so bad. I thought, I had to pretend to be modest and say, I don't understand Chinese. Neither do the Chinese. Is it Huangdi here or a different Huang? The Chinese have to look up the dictionary. Chan Xiu Wu Zu. Chu Chan Wu Zu. So Chu Huang here, yes. What is Huang? What does Huang mean? I'm always curious about names. Why would you call them names like that? Okay, anyway, let me know when you figure it out. So he came to see the 5th Patriarch, okay? Immediately, he said, this guy here went to see the 5th Patriarch, superior monk. All right? You know why? It's very difficult to be able to make it to see the 5th Patriarch. I assure you, very difficult. My proof is that any of you have seen Master YongHua? See, I rest my case. I haven't seen him either recently. Okay. So, 诸位已得正受. So he saw the 5th Patriarch, and he says, I have entered proper reception. I entered samadhi. He told himself, yes, I entered samadhi. Okay. 烟具讲座 he lived in a hut, a thatched hut, and constantly sitting. He doesn't lie down. Okay? Yeah, he doesn't lie down. Meaning what? He doesn't rest. Okay? Yeah. So he doesn't live in a fancy temple up in a mountain that you need to fly helicopters to bring up construction materials. Okay? Anju meaning you don't live in a fancy temple. All right? Pay attention, girls. Okay? I know you are creatures of comfort. Okay? But, and then you changzuo. So you live in very humble arrangements, and then you constantly sitting, meaning you don't rest. Okay? 积20年. So he's been doing it for 20 years. Incredible. Incredible. It's not an easy thing to do. Next. 517. Sutra text. In his travels, the master's disciple Xuanze reached Heshuo, where he heard of Zhu Huang's reputation. He paid a visit to his hut and asked him, "What are you doing here?"
师弟子玄策游方至和硕，闻黄之名，造安问云：“汝在此做什么？”
So now, remember Xuanze, the guy who referred YongHua, the 7th Patriarch, the 6th Patriarch. He kept his rounds, going on his rounds, and he reached a place. And then one day he was at a tapas bar. See, these people are not even. They're all Asian. They don't know what tapas is. Anyone knows what tapas is? Five fingers, forget it. It's too far. I'm only asking local people. Anyone has been to a tapas bar? You see? So he was doing, he's eating those tapas in a tapas bar, and he had to talk to his neighbor and say, hey, you look funny. How come you have no hair? I said, oh, I'm a monk. So what do you monks do? I said, I travel. You travel all the world? Yes, I travel the world. What are you looking for? I'm looking for oddballs. My master told me to go walk around, to go around and look for oddballs. So, I know one. His name is Zhu Huang. He's really odd. Why? He never lies down to sleep for 20 years. So because of that, Xuanze came to visit Zhu Huang, and he got in there. Okay. What did he do? He asked right away. They don't say like, "Hi, how are you? Where are you from? Are you hungry? Can I offer you some tea?" He basically says, "Cut the crap." What do you think you're doing? It's so Xuanze. No manners. What are you doing here? Okay? So, this guy here, he claimed he attained proper reception. Proper reception is the jargon for he entered samadhi, whatever samadhi it is. Who cares? Okay? But if you enter samadhi, why would you say you enter samadhi? You see the problem? You don't apparently you don't didn't even notice. Why you have to say you enter samadhi? Does it mean you left it? Huh? Hey, Chinese people. If you say, I enter samadhi, does it mean you left it? That's how you have to enter it again? You see that? It's so Chinese. Don't say that. Okay? You enter it. I entered nothing. I've always been there. The Chinese don't know how to impress people. We salespeople have to. This is what we learn in Sales School 101. Okay, next. What are you doing? So, 519, this is cool. Xianche is so rude. I would never do that. Because we Americans are much more refined. Entering concentration, replied Chu Huang.
黄曰入定。
Next, this is interesting. 520. So he says, I am entering samadhi. So like, I am entering samadhi. Very strong statement. I am entering samadhi. So emphatic, huh? So Chinese, yeah. 521. Sutra text, Xianche said, you said you're entering concentration. Do you enter with thought or without thought? You see, Xianche is so Xianche. You know? Go ahead, Chinese people, go.
策云：汝云入定，为有心入耶？为无心入耶？
You see, I'm ruining all this text. I should have not made a comment about leaving or entering. See, you enter, so you left. That's why you have to enter. You low life. Oh, 谢谢. Thank you. Oh, this is helpful. Okay, thank you. Toche. So he's making fun. Xianche is making fun of Chu Huang. He says, you enter with thought or without thought? So it's like two children, you know, they are like picking a fight with each other, like Joseph playing with Jared, and say, you enter with thought or without thought, Joseph says. And then what did Jared say? Next. 523, sutra text. If you enter without thought, then all insensient beings such as grass, trees, tiles, and stones should likewise attain samadhi.
若无心入者，一切无情草木瓦石，因何得定？
Okay, 524. Again, please bear with the Chinese. This is very Chinese. They're so verbose. He says, if you enter without thoughts, then you're no different from stones. Right? So he's picking a fight, in other words. Xianche is that, I just ate, I have full, my stomach is full of tapas, and therefore I want to pick a fight with someone. Because I don't want to gain much weight. Because when people say that you are a fat monk, it's not a good thing. And by the way, my Dharma brother called me fat. I'm very offended by that. Yes. 4 fingers.
Master, in the original Chinese text, it says mind, and then the English says thoughts. Is that correct?
It's okay. Okay, it's Chinese. Put up with the Chinese. He's just playing with the words. It doesn't matter. It's nonsense. He's just playing with. If I were Chu Huang, you know what I would say? If he asked me this, what would you say? Hey, you non-Chinese people. What would you say to this Chinese monk who says, if you enter with thoughts, then you're no different from stones? I say what? What would you say? Which is destroying the 玄色 thing. 玄色 is too wordy. Come on, what would you say? Let's go around and do a survey. What would you tell 玄色? What would be your reply before we turn to the next slide? Do not cheat boys and girls. Okay? Do not change the slides in advance. Do not advance the slides, please. Okay? That's be original. What would you tell 玄色? If you were Chu Huang, 玄通, what would you tell Chu Huang? 玄色, who asked, if you enter with mind, with thoughts, then without thoughts, then you are no different from Master Tatami, who is sitting on right now. What would you tell him? Very good, very eloquent. Next. Excellent. Excellent. I like that. I didn't think of that. You beat me to it. Okay, never mind. Moving on. She destroys my pun. I will. If I tell you what I would do, then it's not as good as her. So what's the point? Moving on to the text. If you enter with thought, then all sentient beings which have consciousness should also attain concentration.
若有心入者，一切有情含识之流亦应得定。
It's okay. Just put up with the Chinese. Okay, so he's making another argument. So if you enter with thought, then everyone else should be able to enter as well. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Sutra text 527. Chu Huang said, "When I properly enter concentration, I do not notice whether I have thought or not."
皇曰：“我正入定时，不见有无之心。”
So Chu Huang says, Chu Huang is so naive because Chu Huang, let me tell you boys and girls, Chu Huang has always lived in a hut, never saw a helicopter before. Okay? Can you picture this? A monk who spent 20 years meditating, never saw civilization before. So he says, probably the first time he spoke to someone after 20 years. So that's why he's caught in this game of words with 玄色. See that? So he says, very naively, he says, let me see, when I enter concentration, when I enter samadhi, I didn't notice whether I have thoughts or not. What does it tell you? This we're talking about, what's the name of the dog that's very, very low? No, that's tiny. I'm talking a low dog. Low or long. Basset? Hot dog? Go back to sleep. You are not helping. You're destroying all my punchlines. That's the second time now in a row. So this guy is very naive. He says, "Oh, let me see. I didn't notice. Now you mentioned it. I didn't notice." And the Koreans are laughing among themselves. Oh, the Chinese are so strange. Next, sutra text. Oh, time is up. So sorry. It's so hard. You're such a what is the English word for that? Such a fair game. Such a what is it? Cool people? No, not cool. You're not cool. You're hot like hell. You're such a what is it? What's English
Trooper.
word? Huh?
Trooper.
What?
Trooper.
Cooper? Trooper. No, you're suckers and losers. And this is a newsworthy thing, you know. Dead soldiers are suckers and losers. I'm just repeating someone's words, they're not my own. So anyway, you're such good troopers, not loser troopers. Okay, you're good troopers. Thank you. So that's end here today, and next week hopefully it should get a little bit cooler, and we continue on slide 529. Thank you all. Soul salesman.